My friend who watches these videos is making fun of me because I always seem to be wearing the same clothing every single time, and it also ends up being very boring, single-tone clothing. So I wanted to prove him wrong and show him up a little bit by wearing one of my favorite shirts. I swear I do things a little bit differently, but when we're under quarantine, it's really easy just to go throw on a Henley, put on some jeans or some shorts, and just go about my day. But we're doing it, we're looking good, we got some sun, we got better hair, and we're living our best lives. Hi everybody, my name is Griffin, and for those of you who don't know me, I am somebody who is obsessed about skincare and teaching people the little that I have been learning throughout all this time, and I kind of like to stay with what I know and with the trends that my skin is currently going through. And here in the Northern Hemisphere, it is turning into summer. And for me, that means my skin is starting to change from the drier side, where the winter, the air is definitely a lot drier, there isn't as much moisture in there, to a much more oily type of skin type, because there is a lot more humidity in the air, and my skin is kind of going, oh, okay, time to go switch what's going on. And with that oiliness, with that humidity, brings acne and pimples and breakouts that I don't get in the winter. I don't know if any of you noticed it in my videos, but my face is pretty clear whatsoever of any hyperpigmentation or any acne, but now I do have some spots that I am fading, and a lot of that has to do with the change of the season over here. There are always other factors that are included whenever we are dealing with different breakouts, different pimples, all that. I think actually one of the products I've been testing out and I am now finished with might have caused the irritation. You will hear about that very soon in a new empties video. But for the most part, a lot of it is exacerbated by the environment that I'm in, by the way that my skin reacts to these changes going on. I am sweating a lot more. I am a lot more warm. I can take a tissue or blotting paper and wipe it on my face and see the sweat that's going on there. It's gross. I'm very sorry. But there are ways to solve this, and I know it's an issue that a lot of people have, whether it is summer or winter or whatever season it is over there. Some people have acne as a year-long issue, and I kind of want to give you some tips that I think really will help a lot of people that maybe don't know the right way to approach it. Now that I got that horrendously long and unscripted thing out of the way, let's kind of start talking about the right way to approach these. And I first want to establish that I am not a professional in any means of the word, where I do not work in dermatology, aesthetics, or even for any skincare brand or line. I am just an average person who has done copious amounts of individualized research, and you should do the same and talk to professionals such as a dermatologist should you have any issues in the future. I really encourage that you do that if you have very bad issues. My opinions are not going to really solve everything for you if you have very, very bad cases, and this is what works for me, might not work for you. We'll see. To begin, I really want to emphasize that one of the best things that you're going to be able to do for any breakouts or just kind of every once in a while acne is to leave it alone. And I know that sounds really crazy to a lot of people, but usually when you have, like me, just very kind of individualized clusters of breakouts that happen every once in a while, it's usually a sign that it is something unusual that is happening to the area of the skin rather than it being a whole-on issue that might be happening. And with that, it's just kind of best to isolate and remove things from the system instead of trying to add, and possibly irritate that area even more. Unfortunately, if you are anything like me, you want to pick it and you want to poke it and you want to pop it and it's fun and you want to keep on doing it, but that is the worst thing you're going to be able to do for that pimple. And for that reason, this is one of the few single-use type of products that I really enjoy using because it actually works, and that is Pimple Patches. These ones are from Neogen, but they're nothing unique from a bunch of other brands. I'm just testing out a bunch of different brands based on the price and how much you get per container. This one's actually a really good deal, which is pretty cool because I consider Neogen more of a kind of upper price level Korean skincare brand. They tend to not really make their things very cheap, but you get more in here than the famous CosRX ones, and they have the more modern kind of fit where they're thicker in the middle and then thin out on the side, so it appears to be more invisible if you wanted to wear this out in the day, which is generally where I tend to recommend wearing pimple patches because I'm not doing as many treatments in the day to help get rid of acne. And what's really great about these is that these are all using hydrocolloid material. These are things that people have been using to heal wounds for a very long amount of time. They are nothing new, but we have to remember that acne and pimples technically are a type of skin wound. They just don't appear in the same way as a cut or a bruise or a scrape the same way that we traditionally want to look at them. What these do really well is that they help attract water to the surface of your skin, of the material, where it keeps it wet, keeps it moist, which is very good for actually helping your wounds heal instead of keeping it dry. And it also really helps kind of suck all that gunk and out of your pimple and onto the bandage. It's kind of really cool and really gross at the same time, where like if you get a really good application of one of these pimple patches on, you're gonna see some kind of beigey, yellowish, whitish gunk on top, which is your pimple actually deflating all of the bacteria and all of the dead skin and sebum and everything onto that patch, which is a sign that it did its job without popping or playing with your pimple. And this really helps you stop touching it, which, if anything, is the best thing to do. It is a physical barrier between your fingies and your pimple. So don't touch it. And for the most part, it will go away, and it will go away with the least amount of scarring and discoloration as possible. I'm not going to go too far into the science and how all these things work because, once again, I'm not a professional, I'm not a scientist, I don't have the degree behind me to help back all these things up. But there are so many great creators on YouTube like Cassandra Bankson who are in the industry, who have suffered a lot with acne issues, that do know the science, that have done amazing videos to help you kind of understand why there are so many different treatments, which one is going to be best for you and your type of skin, your concerns, and how to do that all better. I'm just offering my anecdotal advice that I have as somebody with kind of sparse, sporadic, more seasonal breakouts than somebody with a full face. Now, I did talk about doing treatments at night, which I personally still like to do because I always think there is more that can be done to get rid of the stuff inside. But this is very, very intentional, very, very spot treatment-like treatments that I do for the pimples so that I don't irritate too many things all at once. My favorite ingredient for acne, just kind of killing in general, is salicylic acid. This is the Paula's Choice 2% gel, which is probably my favorite salicylic acid product of all time, because the formula is A, amazing, and B, perfect for so many different use cases, where I will use this as an exfoliant for my whole face in the summer just because I'm oilier and BHAs and salicylic acid tend to be very good for oily based skin, but because it is a gel, because I can take it off and I just dropped the cap, because I can take it and get a very viscous gel onto my fingers that isn't gonna rub, I can spot treatment. I can put it exactly where I want it to go and it won't leave that place. It will stay exactly on that pimple. It will not move. It will not shift, which makes it such a good multi-purpose treatment, which with the amount that you get, you're getting a full 100 milliliters with this, is actually a really good deal for a Paula's Choice product and for a BHA product in general. Now, I highly prefer the leave-on treatments for exfoliating acids because I feel like they are going to be doing more for the amount that you're putting on. But for some of you with sensitive skin, you are going to want to use a wash-off treatment, which have been proven to be effective. I don't think I would ever buy it for myself because I think it just isn't going to give me the results that I want personally. But I do have this. This is something that I already talked about. This is the ordinary BHA AHA peeling solution, which does actually work as a wash-off treatment that does have exfoliating acids that will be able to help your pimples. Do not use this on a pimple that has already pursed. You don't want to use this on an open wound, but if you use it on a wash-off treatment or even as a cleanser, I know that We have so many different options. CeraVe has one, the Inkey List has one. They will be effective. I don't think I would use it every single day. They can be very drying in that case, but if you use it every other day or just when you have a breakout, it might be able to show you the BHA results that I really enjoy seeing. BHA is by far my favorite way to solve my acne and breakout troubles, but there are a lot of other good products out there that are going to be able to give you similar results that might work better for your skin. And we have ideas like cowling clay masks. This is one from the Inkey List. I'll do a more full review on this later that can help to suck out all the oil if that's really what your issue is. You have benzoyl peroxide, which is a very, very good chemical that is going to be able to kill the bacteria that causes acne. There are actually some very good over-the-counter spot treatments that are fragrance-free and pretty reasonably priced. I know that Neutrogena has one, Clean and Clear has one. Surprising brands that I actually am seeing that have formulas that I enjoy as spot treatment benzoyl peroxide is Wild, and they also all have wash-off face washes. Of course it's a wash-off face wash. What am I talking about? But this will have an ingredient that will help kill the bacteria that is on your skin in case that is what is causing the issues. Again, these are usually very drying ingredients as they are meant to try to take off the oil from your skin. You don't want to take off all of the oil from your skin, but by reducing the oil and sebum, that is the food that this acne is feeding off of, and thus it will die off quicker. Other options that are out there are things like azelaic acid. I know The Ordinary and Paula's Choice has one, and you also have sulfur, which you have like Mario Badescu and you have Kate Somerville. I don't like those as much. Well, azelaic acid I actually haven't tried yet, but I wouldn't really use it as my first go-to because salicylic acid is so available and I love it so much. But you have so many different options that are available to kind of work as those spot treatments to help get rid of the inflammation and the wound that is causing the acne, that I highly suggest that you try one, see if it works for you. If not, go on to the next one. I don't think there's really an order that you should be trying them. I would personally kind of go, let's try salicylic acid first. That work? No. Okay, let's go to benzoyl peroxide just because those are the two most readily available ingredients at the drugstore at very good prices. But there isn't really a way to say this one's better, this one's worse. You have to try it out for yourself. Outside of spot treatments, there are really good ways to help kind of prevent the acne from happening in the first place, which the best one to my knowledge is actually using a retinoid. This is the one from The Ordinary that I've already talked about. I'm actually using a different one right now, which y'all get a full review of later because no one has talked about it. I'm very excited about it because I really, really like it. But these kind of work very similar to tretinoin, where a lot of people who are acne patients will be prescribed tretinoin as a way to help prevent acne from appearing, where it's going to help your skin cycles move a lot faster and kind of prevent the ability of acne to just kind of sit there and grow and become an issue because it's cycling very well. At least I think that's how it works. I might be talking out of my ass. But what do we do when we pick at our pimples? What do we do after it pops and it heals, but it leaves a little blemish, some hyperpigmentation, some scarring? What do we do from there? And that is where the brightening agents come into full effect. Where the two that I'm showing off right here, we have the Timeless Vitamin C and we have the Ordinary Niacinamide, are two of my favorites for dealing with acne scarring because they work so well to remove the hyperpigmentation and just kind of help your skin reset itself to its more neutral state. But again, this is another thing that you're going to have to figure out what works out best for you, where you also have other brightening agents like arbutin, we have tranexamic acid, we have back to the exfoliating acids and the azelaic acid. There are so many different things that your skin might respond to better that I highly suggest that if one doesn't work out for you, maybe try out another one and work out. It's just kind of a science experiment with your face. Don't do it all at once. Take your time and do a thorough study of it and get actual results, because things will take a while to happen before you decide, all right, let's continue with a new study. So I hope this video was helpful to at least a few of you, because a lot of what we say to do about treating acne is very aggressive. I think the best way to approach acne is to be very delicate, to be completely honest, where instead of throwing in all of these different products all at once and trying to just zap it and kill it, that will more likely than not compromise your skin barrier and cause even more issues for the future. Where if you take your time, you read the labels, you do your research, you consult other people, you're going to be able to get rid of it over time, because it's all a process. It's not an on and an off switch. It is a timeline, and we love it that way. It's important to note that the other things behind me, such as the moisturizers and the sunscreen, are also very important things for you to be doing to help make sure your skin isn't going to go through irritation and breakouts as well, by making sure you choose a lighter moisturizer like this beautiful Bonjour one or the Benton one behind me, to make sure that you're not keeping it too heavy on your skin, as well as a very good sunscreen, because the sun will actually be able to cause issues with your skin. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm gonna go to the sun, it's gonna cure my acne. No, it's not how it works. That's not gonna do it for you. But just make sure that you treat your skin very fairly and very gently, so that you understand what is actually working with it and what it actually needs, so you can go further. I hope that some of you enjoyed this video and were able to learn something new, or kind of take into consideration some things that they maybe haven't been doing totally correct. If you have further questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I can help clarify, because maybe I didn't do so great of a job in that. I would love to really just kind of make things a little bit more clear if you are confused, because this is a complicated subject. Everyone has their own way of going forward with it, which I sound like a broken record because I keep on saying it depends, but that is the reality of skincare. It depends. But if you enjoyed this, please leave a comment, leave a like, maybe even subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. It really helps me out, and I will catch you all in the next video, so I'll see you later. Bye-bye.